Hello everyone, how are you doing for this beautiful morning? My name is Abraham Gerhard Hirsang. I'm acting as not acting. I am a post-harvest processing manager in CATUR Coffee Company. And here with me is Dr. Intan Taufik.
Just call me Intan. don't add those titles.
Okay. Pak Intan is our leading scientist and also our director for Berlian Biotech that will be launched for the next year.
Next year, yeah.
Okay. First of all, I want to thank our producing partners, those who come here and those who's still doing hard work in the farm. I want to mention Central Sumatra, Gayos Best, Back Bay Estate, and then Java Halu, Sunny Coffee Bean, Karana Global, and where's Troy? And Bright Java, Tuang Coffee, and also Kofrise and Solotko. Me personally, I want to thank you for letting me stay at your place, travel to your places, and also eat with you. And as an humble Indonesian, I would like to say thank you very much, and also I'm truly sorry if I did something wrong at your place. I'm really sorry. All right. As we travel, we learn a lot. We learn a lot as a team. Me and Damar, we travel a lot. As you've seen before, that we've traveled hundreds of days. I just realized that I've been traveling around 5 months. I thought it was only 2 or 3 months. But yeah, I've been enjoying it. But back to earlier this year, we've traveled to visit our producing partners, and we keep hearing the same stories on and on. That this harvest season, compared to last year, will yield a lower quantity. Yeah. We truly believe that our planet is facing tremendous changes, shifted seasonality, and also unpredictable rainfall are not only affecting the quantity of coffee that is being produced, but also the final cup quality. Based on the increasing global temperature and also global climate changes, Stockholm Environment Institute, or SEI, analyzed that in the next few decades, the total production of Arabica could drop as high as 45.2% and 23.5% for Robusta. Of course, this is a really high number, and I think we as an industry would need to learn more or to dig more. What's the solution for this? Also, within our company, as we look closer to our data, we truly also are facing these challenges. As we can see that in 2021, the fulfillment rate of our producing partners, the average is 93%, and on 2022, it's 80%. We also are facing these challenges, and as you can see that it dropped to as low as 29% for some of our producers. This is caused by the lower yield of coffee being produced, but also the surging price of cherry, which makes it harder for financing every stakeholders that is involved in the coffee supply chain. We as a company, we're currently trying to find new ways or better ways to finance our operation and also support our purchase to our buyers. All right. We believe that every origin is unique. Every growing region is unique. And as we travel that, we see that the terroir is different. Some are more hilly, some are plains. And then the way the supply chain works also are unique. So like in Toraja, a big part of it they buy in parchment, and then the other origin they would prefer to buy in cherries. Also, the culture is different. Please back. The culture different. Sometimes people are stopped picking cherries on Friday because Friday prayer. In some part of Indonesia, people are not picking cherries in Sunday because they have to go to church. We embrace these differences. And as we look closer to one origin, we can also find a lot of differences. Processing station design, and also the way coffee producers approach coffee processing are also different. And we love these differences. And we try to embrace these differences because we believe that every part of coffee value chain are the agents of change that are contributing to the value of the final cup of coffee. And that's why we believe in contextualized coffee processing. We realize and we finally know that there's no strict SOP that works everywhere. As Indonesians say that nggak bisa pukul rata, meaning that you cannot use the same approach in every origin. That's the cardinal sin of coffee processing, if you ask me. So we try to embrace origin's value and also the processor's own craftsmanship, as I believe COE also embraced that because we realized that by embracing that, we can come up with a better approach and also better method to produce the best coffee possible. Thanks. Because I'm not qualified enough on talking about the details, Dr. Intan will explain about this.
Okay, thank you. Hi everyone, my name is Intan Taufik. So I'm based in Bandung. I don't go around as much as these people do. So this is like going to Jakarta for me is like I have to think about it first. So anyway, so like Abe just said, coffee is unique and it's very unique to every place. I mean, the people are different, the atmosphere is different, the soil is different, and even the way they taste, I mean, they prepare the drink is different. So I think this uniqueness is the thing that we must appreciate, but in other contexts, we have to, well, may I introduce myself as a scientist? So I want to know what is going on. So I need to measure that. And in measuring that, I can measure a lot of things. But we have to measure what matters. We cannot measure everything. I mean, we have limited time. We have limited resources. So these are the things that mainly we can measure. And these maybe are the important stuff that we can control to produce good coffee, the coffee that we want. So just short, like pH, aroma, the environment, and terroir. My background is microbiologist, so I know that microbes are very important in coffee, and it influences a lot of stuff, including our body. So when I see microbes and what they are doing, what I first measure is what it do to the environment, what changes. And some of them are pH and temperature. So this is what you usually do in processing. But also these microbes produce a lot of volatile compounds. And these volatile compounds are very unique based on the coffee, based on the bacteria or the yeast that are there. So we can like approximate what's going on also from the aromas. I guess a lot of people here who are doing processing, sometimes they smell the coffee and this is different. This is like tape, or this is like buah jambu, and this is like septic tank. I don't know. So, but it happens, right? And the environment. So because what's going on our system. So I like to see things as a system. So this coffee processing is a system that is influenced by force, like the Star Wars, you know, the force, the force from outside. So we have to know what are the forces that are playing here. And some of them are altitude, temperature, and also humans. We do a lot of stuff. And also the terroir. We can, sorry, Abe, I can talk about this for 4 hours or 5 hours, but I think it's
Okay,
enough.
that one you have to apply to ITB to join Intan's classes, or we can make a master class. We'll do polling after this to see if it's profitable or not. Okay. Okay. True, true. As we know that water is essential in coffee processing, and we are also aware that we're facing a serious challenge in sustainability in our water consumption as an industry. If you look into Google, that 1 kilogram of coffee is really water intensive on the production. And this year, we, as a company, we're trying to commit more to our sustainability value by conserving more water. In our full wash coffee, or Bumi, we shifted the fermentation from wet fermentation to dry fermentation. We estimated that we can save at least 25% of water through this process. Of course, the outcome would be different. We tried it and we saw a different result. But the other challenge is actually contamination, because in dry fermentation, there's a higher risk of contamination actually. But this is where the CATUR inoculation plays its role, because we're introducing selected types of microbes. We're actually minimizing the risk of contamination. Am I right, Kang Intan?
Yes, so like if you see it like a system, if the longer the system open to the environment, a lot of more chances that the power from the outside comes in, like a contamination.
Yeah.
So this is one way of we can control what the process that's going on by providing the inoculation process.
Yeah, so because there's a compromise, because there's no water shield, because actually the water is acting as a shield, but due to the total consumption of water that we're trying to reduce, we're shifting to another way to produce better coffee and more sustainable coffee.
So this is when the time that I talk about Berlian Biotech. So maybe I would like to tell a short story about how I met up with Mickey. So I got a message that this guy want to contact you to do study about microbes. His name is Mikhail Jasin. I said, who is he? I don't even know him. But what I do is in the lab, in ITB, I teach students. So it's a bit different. When I come here to the stage, I usually go up with the student, like 100 students. I don't have to prepare anything, but meeting you guys, for me, it's like, apa ya, bahasa Indonesianya deg-degan gitu ya. Deg-degan juga gitu ya ternyata. Because you guys, this is a different world for me, but I accept the challenge. I said, okay, because what we produce is in campus, in institution, in research institution, we only see what we are facing in the lab, but we don't know if it's applicable to the people who are working outside. So this is my embark on how to prolong, to extend my my study, my work to the outside, and I'm joining with these guys. So we are establishing a lab in Bandung, Padalarang, just about 15 minutes from my campus. We have established a lab with some instruments that we are now able to look at the microbes. If you can send us samples from all over the world, and we can see what are the microbes there, the yeast, the bacteria. We can produce that. We can experiment that. We can look what we can improve. So that's me with longer hair. So, but if you see in the campus website, my hair is still short. So maybe you don't recognize me. So yeah, that's what we're doing. So we really, well, we're really interested in microbes. We know what microbes are. And we know that microbes are everywhere, even in you. If we talk about genes, sorry, it's a little bit lectures, is that all right? Yeah? So if you talk about microbes, there are more microbial genes in your body than human genes. There are about 100 more cells, bacterial cells, in your body than those of humans. So you know that, is this you who running your body, or this is the microbes? If you're talking about your mood, what you eat, those microbes are the one who are digesting your food, providing you with the nutrients, even the vitamins, even serotonin, who makes you smile and happy every day. Those are the microbes. Those are the microbes that breaks down the nutrients in the soil and provide it for the coffee plants. Yeah? Without microbes, the plants won't grow. And those are the microbes who do the fermentations, not you. But but you don't pay them, right? No? They're not on your payroll, right? Of course not. So we are using these microbes as our army. And we know that these microbes can change the world, change coffee. In every process, from farm even to your cup. So we are very passionate about this. And I think this is like a journey for me, because I want to explore what is possible. I know that we can provide some improvement. I know that I can tell you more about these microbes. I can provide you with a lot of stuff, actually, that maybe not familiar to you, but yeah, it's common for us in campus or as a microbiologist. So we can talk about that later. So these microbes are very essential. As I told you, from the soil, even from the soil, and then when you pick the cherries, the microbes are already there on the skins. And then when you peel the skins, the microbes already attack it. And then those are the microbes that chew, degrade the mucilage. And even then, when you think you are drying, just removing the water, there are microbes there. A lot of microbes. And what we're talking about, I mean, these microbes, as you said, but viruses microbes, disease are microbes. Well, I have to tell you that microbes are two different, like it's an army. They are the good microbes and bad microbes. So who are you going to pick? Which sides? Of course, we want to make it, to win this battle, we have to choose the one that would help us, right? The one that's good for us. The one that would provide flavors, the one that would provide aromas, precursor aromas when you roast. So these are the microbes that we want. And these, like when you dry the dry the coffee, like for what, 2 months? I don't know. I don't dry my coffee. For how long do you dry coffee? 1 month. So for 1 month, you exposed your coffee to everything outside, like I told you before. And there are these spores, fungal spores, that could contaminate your coffee, right? And some of this can be your problems, because these fungi would then produce mycotoxins. I mean, I don't know if you know this, but mycotoxins are those toxins produced by filamentous fungi. And these toxins, if there's a lot of them, can make you sick. It's carcinogenic. And if I think what I read is if you export it to Japan and they find this in some amount, they will not let your coffee in. So these are the things that we want to talk to you about later. So like this mold contamination, yeah, this mold contamination, like 1 month, or even just even 1 week, exposing your coffee outside, because this mold is everywhere, even here in my body, here in your carpet. When you go back to your farm, you will bring it. It's already there in your farm. You cannot eradicate it. It's there. So how we solve this? We fight microbes, with beneficial microbes. with the yeast, with the bacteria. Okay. So that's a little bit a story. So like, we also like to explore, and this is your story, I guess.
Yes. Oh, we love to go for an adventure. That's that's the whole point of this slide. Back on June, I was traveling to the sacred highland of Toraja and to visit our producing partner, Slotco. There, I just found out that they have this Shifet farm where they produce luwak coffee. And then I happened to have a sampling tube with me. And we go for it. We just go for it and then took samples of the feces and then sent it back to the lab and let our scientists to tinker with the feces, of course, and see what microbes are in it.
Yeah, it's not smelly, it's already dried. Don't worry
Yeah,
about it.
yeah. It's dry feces.
So yeah, we take it out, we dilute it in water, and we let it grow on specific media to see what the bacteria are and what other yeasts are. So we found these two bacteria and these two yeasts that are from this poopsie of the civet. I think, I don't know if this civet is from where?
Toraja.
So I don't know, maybe if from Garut or from Bandung, the civet would, because they eat differently, they would also produce different bacteria and yeast, I think.
Yeah, from what I've heard, that the Shifet is drinking Yakult, drinking Pocari Sweat, like has better diet than me, basically. Seriously. Slotco is really taking care of their luwak there. They have better life standards than me. So what we did is, after we isolated these 4 microbes, we tried to make full wash coffee. And we found out that a certain combination of these strains of microbes produce a really beautiful, sparkling, even well-balanced coffee. And yeah, we were surprised, basically. From poop, you can make a beautiful coffee. And we're up for an adventure like this, like wild ideas like this. And we, Berlian Biotech, will be launched next year. And through our work, we want to be your adventure buddy for crazy ideas like this. Thank you.
So come to us, let's discuss about the future, what is possible, and embark on new adventure.
Thank you everyone for listening.